Hey, welcome to the call today. This is Scott Pierce at Listings to Leads, and we're going to cover GeoFarm and circle prospecting. Every week's a little bit different depending on what's going on with everything. And this week, I'm going to start with the new, it's a 12 checklists, actually 13, that are now in the Mastermind group. I'll show you how to get them in a minute. But I want to show you this. This is now, again, available in the Listings to Leads Mastermind group. So if you're a client of Listings to Leads, make sure you're in there. I'll show you again how to access this in a minute. But this playbook and the title, New Agent Guide to $250,000 plus a year. So $250,000 more. And this is not a pie in the sky type thing, right? This is very methodical, very step by step. And so what we've done is broken out everything. You got all your social media tools, all the database tools, and all the GeoFarm / circle prospecting tools. We can read that later, but the part I want to show you is there are checklists for pretty much every lead funnel type in the system. For example, listings. We got listing, marketing, and lead gen. This would be for coming soon, just listed, and active listings. Notice, again, we got the breakout for social media, database and email, and farm and circle prospecting. And under here, you're going to see we got the nearby homeowner letter, which I'm sure all of you have heard about. One of the best ways to generate high quality seller leads around a listing. Then we got circle prospecting scripts so that you can call through the people that get the print marketing, whether it's a postcard, door hanger, or letter. We're going to want to do the sign writer. So the yard sign is a major part of your farm strategy. The way we do the sign writers is very particular. It includes the status writer on the top. It includes the text to sign writer below. It should have a light. So when you scan that QR code for the step-by-step guide, you will get all of this. And I'll show you where that is or how you can access that from within your account. But in the step-by-step guide, we walk you through how to make that yard sign something that's literally going to get you listings and buyers. So we're going to take a look at that. Listing flyers on the yard sign, in addition to the other things I mentioned. Those listing flyers from Listings to Leads on the yard sign, I'm telling you, it's one of those things that sounds old school and maybe a little bit anachronistic, but it works, all right? Just like having the text to on it, whether it's a text code with a QR code, the text code only, which is what I recommend. Having those listing flyers are great because people walking by can just pick one up, grab it if they want more information. On the listing flyer from Listings to Leads, not only do they look fabulous, but they'll have the text information right on there automatically, and they'll have the QR code automatically, and they're going to have the custom URL for people to see as well. So there's 3 different ways for people to get off those listing flyers and into your lead gen environment. So that's why you really want to make sure those listing flyers are on the yard sign, right? As crazy as that sounds, old school, right? I want what works. So I don't care if it's old school, new school, crazy school, or what. So we're going to do it all that works. Then we come into open house marketing and lead gen. So again, social media, database, farm and circle prospecting. And again, right, similar tools, but of course, for every funnel, the call to actions change, the lead capture changes, the way it's presented can change a little bit, even though you might see, oh, nearby homeowner letter was on another one. They change depending on the funnel. All right. As I work my way down here, the next checklist, this is the bonus checklist. This is the open house mastery, whereas the checklist above is talking about how to generate leads for the open house or generate leads for your listing. Now we're talking about how do we convert that traffic that comes to the open house. And again, I would argue this is part of your GeoFarm strategy, because when we think about picking a GeoFarm, I want you to make sure it's in an area that you can do open houses literally every week until you're making $500,000 a year, right? Until you can hire team members, assistants, right? Junior agents are going to do the open houses for you. And I would still recommend you should be doing them because you are the CEO of your company, of your business. And so you being face to face with these buyers, with these sellers, there is a ton of value to that. And there are a lot of top agents that are doing open houses on the regular. All right. So the open house mastery, again, there's a QR code. There's a link in your account, which I'll point out to you a little bit later, that will walk you through all the handouts, all the scripts, all the setup, right? All the pre-setup, all the post actions. What is it that you do so that your open house becomes an event that brands you to be the go-to agent in your area? Not just in a soft, I hope they call me up way, but in a way that's literally going to get you people calling you to come talk about listing their property, and buyers as well. So take a look at open house mastery. Again, that's a major part of your GeoFarm strategy. If you've been on any of these calls in the past, I talk a lot about open houses in conjunction with geofarming. Because if you can't do an open house in the area, then I would call that a substandard farm, excuse me. If you're just not going to do open houses, then you're handicapping yourself right out of the gate. So you're gonna have to spend a lot more money and figure out some other ways to get more face-to-face time with these people. Whereas an open house, that is so easy. You can borrow a listing to hold open. You can have a listing to hold open. Even if you can't do the open house in the farm itself, you should still be doing open houses every week as close to that farm as possible, because you're going to build up your experience. You're going to get better at doing it, so that as you're doing the open houses literally in the farm, you're going to just knock it out of the park. All right. Now, next up is pending and sold. And again, you're going to see here, social media free and paid, your database. And then for this call, farm and circle prospecting, this right here. So using, for example, the nearby homeowner letter in conjunction with an open house yours or borrowed is one of the top ways, right, to really get listings out of that farm. I would say the number 2 way is to leverage pending and sold listings. So when you've got a pending or sold listing in your listings to leads account, where you could be the selling agent. So maybe your buyer bought. I've got a client in the success stories, a client, their buyer went into contract. Our client went and used the nearby homeowner letter for that listing that was in contract with their buyer. So she did the nearby homeowner letter for pending. And then again, when it just sold, she did 100 and got a listing from it. In fact, I think she got a listing where she ended up helping that seller buy a new property. So she had 2 transactions out of that deal. All right. And she was the selling agent. When you go to our training, when you go to that step-by-step guide, we've actually also got training on how to use another pending or sold listing with a similar effect. So you'll see information about that as well. Then we got the seller PDF guides. All right. So we talk about the seller PDF guides a lot. Every single week, we are going to market a guide, buyer or seller. So the seller guides also have print flyers, postcards and door hangers, and the call scripts. So you're seeing here, we've got so much strategy around leveraging your farm. And again, it's not one of those things where I want you to do this in 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, right? You see, I see a lot of coaches talking about it's going to take you a year and it's going to cost you $35,000 and you're going to have to work 30 hours a week. No, none of that. We are going to get ROI from this within a few months. If we do this on the weekly basis in a way that's going to work completely within our current marketing strategies. So again, the next funnel here, free home values. So again, social media, database, farm and circle prospecting. And so you get the idea here that we can mix and match any one of these. All of these tools for the farm and circle prospecting are worthy of you checking them out and thinking about how to incorporate them into your GeoFarm strategy. Again, here, the 100-point home marketing plan, right? That is so awesome. Social media, database, farm and circle prospecting. So that 100-point home marketing plan that you've got in your listings to leads account, that is an amazing tool to get in front of homeowners because it shows off all of your marketing from coming soon, if you're able to do that, through just sold, 26 pages. It absolutely wows the homeowners. There's a QR code. They can scan it. They can see either a demo single property website, or if you set it up for their home in particular, which you can do, then they can scan that QR code on it and see their home right on their phone. So we've got tools that allow you, all right, a postcard, a door hanger, print flyer. And then again, we got the farm scripts there as well. So whether you're farming it or you're using it as circle prospecting, we got those scripts for you as well. Expired. So expired marketing, I would take this as this funnel. I would set myself up so that anytime a new expired listing came into my area, that I knew about it. And we've got the flyers, we got postcards, we got emails, right? We got all the different ways of getting a hold of that expired homeowner. We've even got a call script. The expired funnel is absolutely amazing. And I would make sure, again, in my farm area, I'm going to keep track of all the expireds that come through. And I'm going to make sure I use these tools to get a hold of that expired homeowner with the idea of helping find out why maybe that property didn't sell, come up with a strategy to get it sold, i.e. use listings to leads, all right, and get more listings that way. We've had clients leverage our expired funnels and get listings for over 10 years. It's awesome. And again, all of these checklists have the QR codes that you can scan to get right to the training. And again, I'll show you where they are in the account as well. But we got FSBO, similar to expired. So every FSBO that came up in my farm, I would make sure I knew about it. I got an e-flyer or a print flyer or a postcard, right? That all point right to the landing pages by default. We got all the training on that. Absolutely amazing. With the FSBOs, if you're not sure how they work with listings for leads, you can offer a FSBO homeowner all the tools for them to market their property branded to them. So it's not your branding, it's their branding. So they can pretend they're a real estate agent. You can just check in with them every week, see how it's going, if they have any issues. Maybe they need something, one of the tools they lost, whatever. Just checking in with them. When they get tired of pretending they're a real estate agent and they get tired of all the flaky buyers and all of this and that, and people really, so investors going to try to lowball them, then you're going to be able to get that listing way, way easier than otherwise possible. So check out the FSBO. Now, there are some of the checklists here. The ones that are geared towards buyers will not have a farm/circle prospecting segment. For example, this one does have print flyers. And these, if you look at our open house mastery, we talk about using the print flyers in a plexiglass flyer box or a flyer holder at an open house. And it's awesome, right? That way people can scan the QR code on the print flyer, download a buyer guide, and I'll show you a mastermind post on that a little bit later. We got down payment assistance. Again, there's no postcards or door hangers for down payment assistance. That's not really something appropriate for the farm. Same with new construction. And then the last checklist is the short form videos. And I would argue, and you hear me talking about this a lot, that this also is part of your farm strategy, because the topics and the subjects that you can highlight in short form videos or just stories and shorts, posts should and can and should relate to that GeoFarm, so that you're building up a social media presence, not just talking about real estate and listings and getting a home value or getting a cash offer or this or that, but also just talking up the area, right? Becoming a person that when somebody thinks about the area and they want to maybe find a new restaurant, they want to find a new park, or they want to find out about something, that your social media profiles may be the place that they go to over time, because they know that you are somebody that's talking about the community itself, not just real estate. Does that make sense for everybody? So everybody give me a thumbs up in the questions or chat box. Let me know that this all makes sense and that you get the power of it. All right. So go ahead and type in that you get it. Give me a thumbs up. And then where do you find this? Where do you find this beautiful checklist? In the mastermind group. So when you go to the mastermind group, you're going to land here under files. So right along the top here, listings to leads mastermind group, and you can see all these little beautiful little thumbnails of all you people. You'll see discussion featured members, events, media, files. So click on files, and right there, L to L playbooks. Click on that. It's going to seem like something wrong happened, but what it's doing is taking you to the post. So 12 checklists to transform your business. All you got to do is click this and that will download. And there we go. All right. So with that, let's go into listings to leads. When you log in, you're actually going to land on the dashboard. And let's just go to success stories real quick, because here, if you go down the right side, you're going to see a lot of great feedback. All right. You're going to see a lot of stuff I think that will help motivate you, might give you maybe a little bit of insight. So 13th listing from the nearby homeowner letter we were just talking about. Corey is using it for just listed and just sold listings, right? This one tool alone, he said, over $100,000 in GCI. Bernadette used the nearby homeowner letter on my listing, door knocked the neighborhood and got a listing. Corey does mailings. She was door knocking. Elena, been using LDL for a few years, helps a lot in my business. Recently sent 100 nearby homeowner letters around a pending listing that my buyers were in contract on. And again, when it sold, I represented the buyer, already got a call from the neighbor, listed their home for $500,000. And all she did was she printed up that nearby homeowner letter, which we'll get to in a minute. So you can see, here's the letter. And to be honest, I don't like how she edited that letter. I think she would have done better had she left it as default. So especially when you're beginning with listings to leads, I'm going to highly say it 20 more times, recommend, don't change anything. Try not to outsmart what we've already been spending 10 years doing. All right. I'm not saying you can't, but I'm going to recommend that you don't, at least in the beginning. In the beginning, just use everything as default. Don't change a thing. All right. Add your professional photos to the Finger Property websites, add your property videos, all that great stuff. But don't try to figure out, like, how can I do this even better? Focus on just doing it. All right. And then over time, you can worry about maybe making little tweaks. But to my point here, what I really wanted to show you was she just printed these letters and then she trifolded them. And then she just had them. Yeah, I think she had someone address them and throw a stamp on them. Now you can use Dustin Fox, the author of 6 Weeks to Real Estate Success and a 10-year long listings to leads client, uses Zaire Mail. And the reason why I'm mentioning this one versus our in-house printer that we have is because Zaire Mail, it will literally look like you printed and put a stamp on it because they actually use a real stamp. Mailbox Power is another one. So if you got a Mailbox of Power account, this is a great option as well, because again, similar to Zaire Mail, they got handwritten looking font with a first class stamp, or with I can't remember if it's first class, but it's a regular stamp. I believe it's first class. So these are two great options if you want to do print and mail versus printing it yourself. But here you can see Elena printed it herself. Again, piece of paper, trifolded it, put a little piece of tape or a little, you know what I'm talking about, like a little kind of the sticker thing that you put on a trifolded piece of paper that's acting as an envelope. Let's see here, pre-listing packet, 2 listings. So that was the same woman we saw earlier, and where the homeowner had to buy a listing. A little bit of color here on the yard sign. I mentioned the yard sign a little bit earlier, and you can see here, right? $1.5 million listing by doing the yard sign correctly. All right. By doing the yard sign correctly, the way I'm going to show you, $1.5 million listing. Absolutely awesome. So with that said, let's go back to the marketing calendar. So in the marketing calendar, right, it's the week of the 2nd through the 6th. Now, between social media, your database, and your farm, they've all got very different cadences, right? With social media, you should be posting every day, right? Between the short form video scripts that we give you, you can be doing a short form video every single day. And I tell you, if you do that within a few months, you're going to be getting thousands of views on your videos, most likely. I've had a client who longtime client, been looking at our scripts for months, finally started doing them. And within 4 or 5 months, he's getting 10,000 views regularly. And some of his higher performing videos are getting 15 to 16,000 views just by using our scripts. So if you look at the playbook, if you look at all those checklists, there are short form video scripts on every single one of those checklists. So whether it's the listing, the pending and sold, the PDF guides, all right, all of it has a short form video script. Now, for your database, you can only hit up any one person in your database maybe 2 to 4 times a week. I recommend 3 times a week. So there should be, between all the different email blasts that we've got and the database call scripts, you should be emailing, whether it's all together or your buyer leads or your seller leads, but everybody in your database should be getting 3 to 4 emails a week from you via listings to leads email blast, right? You can set them up and schedule them at one sitting so that you just pick the ones that you're going to do for the week. You set them up, you schedule them, and then after they go out, you use the database call script, as I talked about yesterday, to call through a few of those leads. But for farm and circle prospecting, that is something that you're going to do more like once a month. So every month, you want to figure out, all right, what am I going to do for GeoFarm / circle prospecting? Now, if you got a pending or sold listing, or you can do an open house, that is what I would do all day long. If I could do 4 open houses a month, 1 a week, I would literally use the nearby homeowner letter, whether I print and trifold and mail or a door knock. I would do 100 a week around that open house. That would be my goal, right? If I am serious about getting to $500,000 a year, then the first thing I would do is find a farm, right? That's big enough. It's a good price point. It's got good turnover. I got agents in my office that have listings there that may let me hold them open, right? I might even try to find other agents to hold open. I'm going to use these other tools to get listings in that farm so that I can get going faster and get a quick ROI. The second thing I would do is I would lean into any pending or sold listings that I had. All right. So again, whether you're the selling agent or listing agent, those pending sold nearby homeowner letters are absolutely amazing. Now, you could always use the postcards or the door hangers. Those are fine. I think in order of effectiveness, the letters are the best, right? And again, we're going to get into those in a few minutes. So the letters are the best. Door hangers are second best, but they do take longer to order. So whereas a postcard you can get within a day or two, the lead time on a door hanger is longer. So look into that before you stretch yourself out. Because I've seen where it can take a week to get the door hanger for a listing. But obviously these are dependent on you being able to access listings. When you can't, all the seller guides also have print flyers, door hangers, and letters. So do the Thursday tools. So the home value, the 100% home marketing plan, the iBuyer / cash offer. So all of these tools in Wednesday and Thursday, or again, refer to your checklist, all of those have letters, print flyers, door hangers, and postcards, and farm circle prospecting scripts. So, and you got so many options. And then lastly here, you've got the expired and FSBO, which again, like I mentioned earlier, I would on the daily make sure, whether I'm using a program like My Plus Leads or Vulcan 7 or RedX, right, that will send me that information, or where I can log in and get that information on a daily basis, I would make sure that I've got the expired postcard or print flyer or the e-flyer ready to get out to them. Because again, I don't want any expired to come through my area without me reaching out to them to try to convert them into a listing. Now, again, the strategy, the training on that is going to be a little bit different. The FSBO, you don't want to pressure, because the FSBO will just kick you to the door. The FSBO doesn't want your pressure, and they really don't even want your help, right? But if you take our FSBO training, you'll see actually how easy it is to engage with most of them. Expired's a little bit different because they literally try to get their home sold. They're a little bit gun shy. So how you approach them will be a little bit different, but you want to make sure you master that so that you get more. Imagine if you're able to convert your FSBOs and expireds at a high level within 6 months, because you started now to get good with it, you will probably pick up 5 to 6 more listings a year. Easy, depending on your area. So get into that, get good with it, and start getting more listings from it. All right. So we covered, so again, open house weekly into my GeoFarm, pending and sold as I get them, right? I would just, again, make sure I get 100 nearby homeowner letters, 100 postcards, 100 door hangers, right? I would get 100 around any of those listings as I can. And again, make sure you plan out your budget, because it is more important for consistency versus sending out. Don't do the, I'm going to send out 2,000 this month and see what happens, and not have any budget or time to do it again next month. If you can't afford and handle doing 2,000 a month, then don't even go there. And I've seen people do this and it kills me. You can start small. All right. You don't have to start big at all. So you saw in the success stories, and I hear this all the time from people, they send out 100 nearby homeowner letters around their open house and they got a listing. Right. The best is, especially if it's your listing, I would do 100 letters around the open house. When the listing went pending, I would send another 100 to the same homes, and I'd use that same script for the pending script. And then when it sells, I would do the same home for the third time, because now they've probably seen my ads. They may have seen my postings. Maybe they got an email from me, but now they will have gotten either the nearby homeowner letter 3 times or a combination, right? The nearby homeowner letter, postcard, or door hanger, but they've gotten something from me 3 times over the course of the listing. And not only is it great, the whole idea, right, of making sure they see your message, they see your value proposition, but not only have they seen that 3 times, but it progressed into a story about me doing an event in the area, an open house, and then getting the listing into contract, right? Pending, active, contingent, under deposit, whatever you call it. But they saw that I got an offer on the property, which is really why they hired you in the first place. And then they saw that I got it sold. And I messaged that to them over the course of that happening. That is way more powerful than just getting 3 postcards for a home value estimate. So for all of you listing agents, I'm just telling you, do a smaller number, but do it 2 to 3 times over the course of the listing to the same homes. And then try to make sure you're using the script, which I'll show you in a minute, to call through as many of those homes as possible. All right. So is it Emick? I apologize if I got your name wrong. What is a good budget just for ads? I would say a minimum would be $400 a month, and that would, around $400 a month. So the listing default, whether it's a listing or you're going to use the agent website to advertise a list of listings, a group of listings, that's defaulting to $35 for 1 week. And then the second ad I would make sure I run every week would be for the sold pending. And again, if you don't have a sold pending, you could be the selling agent, or you can use other sold and pendings. Again, I'll point you to the training on that in a second, but that defaults to $50. So that's $85 times 4. That would be the drop dead minimum. Then as you go up in budget, I would keep my money on these 2 ads, because when you market a listing or a group of listings, that is usually the cheapest cost per lead, right? The lowest cost per lead. There's low hanging fruit. Some of them have a home to sell. So this is a great way to get people in the door. If you use our AI text follow-up, you're going to get some of these people letting us know that they want you to call them, right? And they're going to say, anytime tomorrow after 5, Wednesday afternoon works for me. But our AI text follow-up is so good. And then again, the pending and sold, these are the best seller leads for the cost per lead. So again, in my mind, from what I've seen for over the years, when you market a pending or sold listing, those are the highest quality, lowest cost seller leads out there. They're absolutely awesome. Make sense? Oh, awesome. I bet your name right. Perfect. And then later, as you get more budget and you're getting better at it, because here's the thing also, the longer you do Facebook ads consistently, the cheaper your leads will get in general and the better quality they're going to get, because the Facebook algorithm gets better at knowing who's the right audience for you. I always say this, and you get tired of me saying it, your inconsistency is killing you in so many ways, including the algorithm just not learning what your proper audience is. So when you're in and out and you're doing this or that, and you're all over the place, your results show it. And it's not just in the leads coming in, but it's also, again, the algorithm not paying attention to you or not learning, really what's a good audience for you. When you don't do the print marketing the way I'm talking about, or the GeoFarm marketing the way I'm talking about, again, these agents that do, I'll get a couple of postcards from them and then I don't hear from them for 6 months. Right. And then I get a postcard from them, and then again, I don't hear from them for 4 months. That's not what you're looking for. All right. So with that, let's just click on listing marketing. we're going to look at an open house first. So again, here's the step-by-step guide. Here's the checklist. I'm going to click market, and I'm looking for the nearby homeowner letter right there. So we're just real quickly, here's the letter, postcards and door hangers, and then the circle/farm prospecting script. So I'm gonna go back to the letter. I'm just gonna download it first, just default. This is editable, so I can edit this letter. So here's this letter that everyone's talking about. In this case, it's just letting them know we're having an open house on Sunday from 1 to 4. A great looking domain that's going to instill a lot of great confidence, and I think make homeowners take notice, right? The best listing. They can send a text or scan the QR code, and then we're letting them know that when the home is sold, it's going to affect their home value. And so when they scan the QR code, they can get their home value right there as well. When they send a text, they can get the home value there. So this letter is absolutely one of the top tools to get seller leads. Now, you can print mail right from here, or as you saw, I can download and go to Zaire or Mailbox Power. I believe, for example, in Mailbox Power, you need the JPEG version. So that's that right there. But there's both versions available. Now, if you do our open house mastery, or if you're just going to do for example, a catered open house, a nearby neighbors only, right, a neighborhood exclusive open house, you can edit this letter and say, for example, I'll let you know that we're having NEI, oh my gosh, NEI G8 neighbors only catered open house. And I'm going to say on Friday, December, what's the date today? Today's Wednesday, the 4th, 5th, 6th, from 4 to 7 p.m. And now I can download. And so my point here is this can be edited to provide a little bit more clarity, more value, right? To really focus in on what you're doing, the tactics and strategies that you're doing, right? So this is all, look at that, beautiful. Well, they're having neighbors only catered open house, yada, 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 boom. What a great invitation to your neighbors only open house. You don't do any editing. You just use it as is. It's an invitation to the open house. If I was going to borrow a listing to hold open this coming weekend, I would print up 50 of these. Depends on the area, my time and everything. I'd love to get 100 in, but I would print up 50 to 100. And the day before the open house, I would go knock those doors. I would take somebody with me. Even as a man, safety in numbers, but also just to have somebody to talk to, and maybe they can listen to me, or maybe they just go to the next house so that it doesn't look like we're ganging up on people, but just have somebody with you, I think is nice. I know it's cold in your area. So maybe doing this door knocking doesn't make sense because it's raining or freezing out, but you get my point. Getting this to the homeowners is going to help you get more listings. And I get a lot of clients that do door knock, right? We saw Bernadette there. Absolutely awesome. So regardless, we got 3 different versions. We got the postcards and door hangers. The postcards and door hangers, they follow the same pattern. So you'll see here, here's the front and here's the back. So here's the front of that postcard. So again, we got the domain, the text code, and the QR code, and the back of the postcard. And then the door hanger has the same information as the postcard, just formatted differently. But there's the back of my postcard. And I'll tell you, the one thing I like about our postcards, I get so many postcards from agents, and to be honest, so many of them look tacky. Oh my gosh, they look so tacky. And what was that book by, oh my God, Jordan Cohen, Agent's Edge, right? And so anyways, I actually just reordered it because I had a copy of that book before, and it's one of my favorite books in real estate, and I lost it. So I just ordered a new copy of it. And he talks about you're an agent, right? Michael Jordan has an agent. A lot of famous celebrities have agents. The job of the agent is to make their client look amazing. The job of the agent is to be in the background and to make that property look amazing. And here's a great thing. The better agent you are in promoting and making your properties look amazing, you are going to go along for the ride, and you're going to get famous, and your branding is going to get better for it. So it's not about promoting yourself per se. It is, right, obviously, but the lead should always be the property. And so in our postcards, we want to make sure that we focus on the listing, the property itself, not all of these crazy call to actions and just littering up that postcard or the door hanger. So anyways, just a little backdrop on that. And then here we got circle prospecting scripts. If you're going to buy a list of homes to send this to, so say you're going to do a mailing, I would buy a list of the homes, Mailbox Power. I think that you can buy it from them, or you can buy it from somewhere like My Plus Leads, or again, you got RedX, you got Vulcan 7, Bats Leads, where you can buy the list of homes that you're going to send it to and skip trace it. And again, we talk about this in our training. Then if you can call them, even better. Now you don't have to, but it's just one of those things. The more I layer on, the better results I'm going to get. And here's the thing. You don't have to do it all in the beginning. So maybe in the beginning, I just door drop 50 letters, and then I get up to 100. And then I start layering in calling people, because trying to start out of the gate perfectly, doing everything just right, that's a huge lift. So don't sit there and put this off until you're perfect at it. Just start getting those letters to homeowners around the listing, right? The open house that's yours or that you're going to borrow. You're coming soon. You're just listed. You're active listing. You're pending. You're sold. All right. You're going to borrow. If you don't have any listings, you're going to find a listing to hold open, and you're going to door knock 50 homes the hour before the open house or the day before the open house. And you're going to invite those homeowners to the open house you're holding open tomorrow. All right. So here are a couple of questions real quick. I have 2 listings borrowed. Should I keep doing it? Yeah. But you don't want to do your ads. You don't want to be doing the same ad every week, right? You want to rotate your ads. I don't want to get too much into ads. That's a Monday call, or you get in the Mastermind group. But every week I would run a different listing and or listing status, because I don't want to get stale. The longer those ads run, the more stale they get. Can we use a circle prospecting script for distressed property leads? We'll get back to that a little bit later, but that's actually, I got something for you on that one. So that's another great funnel that we have that very well could be good for GeoFarm. So thank you, Priya, but I'll get back to that in a few minutes. All right. So let's go back to the marketing calendar. Let's take a look at pending and sold, because again, similar to the open house, you may have where you're a selling agent or you're a listing agent for a pending or sold listing. Let me just show you, if I go to my sold listing, and again, here's the step-by-step guide. Here's the checklist. So again, if you didn't get the checklist from the Mastermind group, you can always download the individual checklist here. But I'm going to click market. Here's my sold listing. Here's my nearby homeowner letter. I'll download the PDF so we can take a quick look at it as default. Here's that letter for my sold listing without changing anything. So again, we're just letting people in this case know, want to let you know that 1015 Riley Street in Folsom just sold. You get more information. And then it says, your home's value has been affected by this home being sold. And then again, what a great letter. And so again, the beautiful thing is, if you can use it once, that is awesome. But if you can use it twice, so maybe pending and sold, even better. And if you can use it 3 times, that's the best, right? Open house, maybe it's coming soon, maybe just listed, maybe open house, maybe active, but use it once while it's for sale. And then again at pending and again at sold. And so this way you will get more results from doing 3 times 100 each versus 1 time of 500 all day long. 95% of the time, you will do better by using this letter while it's for sale. So coming soon, just listed, active or open house. So use it once while it's for sale. And then again, when it's pending, and again, when it's just sold, again, you'll do better doing that than a 1-time 500 mailer. And somehow I blew up my screen. Give me a second here. Let me see if I can refresh to, nope. Let me come back to that page. Give me a second. Sometimes I hit something on that track pad and it blows up my screen. But I just want to show you, so the nearby homeowner letter, again, postcard, door hanger, circle prospecting script. If you got the phone numbers for the people that get these, you can call them up as well. And one last thing for the nearby homeowner letter, similar to the open house, if you want to add a little bit of context to the letter, you can. And by that, I'm clicking on edit and I scroll down. There we go. Again, this is for my sold, or it could be my pending listing as appropriate. And you might just say, for example, I want to let you know that the 1050 Riley Street was sold if multiple offers 24,000 above the low limit in 35 days. Whatever. You hear what I'm saying. Now, do notice, and I know it's just me, I got a really long line and then a super short line below it. I like to just make it look a little bit nicer. I'm just going to play around here. I'm just formatting these lines to see what looks best. California. I'm going to put B. And then I'm going to bring with most. There you go. It's way better. What a great. So man, getting this to all the homeowners in my area. Now, I'm not going to tell a story here, but check this out, what I do. And if you're in the Mastermind group, you may have seen this last week. When they scan the QR code, send a text, go to the URL, notice that I change the property description. And this one's actually not even the best one. I can actually do better. Oh, so this was where we were from the buyers in this one. Okay. But what I do is I change my property description when the listing goes pending, because I know it's going to be more homeowners that see my marketing. Having the property description that's appropriate for buyers, right when it was coming soon, just listed, active or open house, beautiful home, 3 bedrooms, great schools, right? That's the property description that we want when the listing is for sale. But now when the listing goes into contract or is sold, now our audience changes from a buyer to a homeowner that's thinking about selling their home. So I want that property description to be more appropriate for homeowners that are thinking about selling their property. Everybody get that? Do you see how powerful that is? And to be honest, this is not even a good example. I need to change that. I will show you a better one so that you can use, let me go to, I think that one might be better. Give me a second. Let's see. Yeah, this is a better one here. I'll drop this in for everybody. So if anybody wants to take a look at this a little bit later, you can. I'll put this in the chat box. So you'll see in the go-to webinar control panel, there is a little widget there called chat. If you click on that, you'll see the link I've got open here. And take a look at what I've done here and just copy what I've got, put it into your listing, edit it a little bit, and then keep that so that, again, when your listing is going to contract and or sell, flip that description into this, something like this, and start getting more seller leads just from your general marketing. And then, so again, home value, right? The guide, let's take a look at the seller guide. Again, we got the checklist, step-by-step guide, marketing tools, and we got postcards and door hangers. We got print flyers. And so again, these could be, I could door knock with a print flyer. I could mail, or I could do the door hanger or the print flyer. I got the postcards, and I've got a farm and circle prospecting script. If I come back here, again, Thursday, home value estimate, I click it, again, checklist, guide, marketing tools, and we got postcards and door hangers. Oh man, that is so beautiful. Let me just download that. And so what we do is if you change the image on the landing page, then the postcards and door hangers will use that image. Please get your home value estimate free and is that gorgeous? And they can even send a text. So we got two versions, right? The URL, look at the URL that you get for free from Listings to Leads, california.freehomevalues.net. So everyone gets one domain like this for your home value landing page. Beautiful. Here's the back of it. Absolutely awesome. All right. Anybody have any questions on that before I get into the next topic? Any questions on this? Is this clear for everybody? I hope. Again, give me a thumbs up, give me an okay, give me a good to go. Let me know that we are clear on this, that you're not too confused. If you are confused, let me know, or get in the mastermind group later and let's get some clarity around this, because it's not confusing. All right. Let me reframe that. Don't overcomplicate it is my point. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't wait till you're perfect. Don't wait until you feel like it. Don't wait until you're broke. All right. Let's get going on this, because again, you can do it for cheap. Just printing up these flyers and go door knock pin. If that's what you have to do, then that's what you're going to do. Let's go and get some business. Now, I want to go to the dashboard, and I'm going to give you some more free things. In fact, I'm going to be bringing up my phone in a minute. We're going to share my phone, but I'm going to scroll down. I've gotten a few of the emails from you. I love it. The 10 interesting days in December. So I've seen a few of you take that, drop it into your CRM and sending it out because I'm on your list. And so that's awesome to see. Make sure you're using the other emails that we've got that we reviewed yesterday. But what I want to do is scroll down to the short form videos. Before I get into this, I'm going to click on the learn more. And I just want to show you that in your account every week, right? You always talk about every week, you got to market either a listing or use the agent website and Listings to Leads to market a group of listings, right? Either way. And then you should be doing a short form video either on that listing or the group of listings. And we got the scripts in the marketing under marketing tools for all the listings at every status. All of the PDF guides have short form video scripts every week, right? So for this week, for example, the marketing calendar is the seller PDF guide, 5 dangers of overpricing your home. There's a video script for that PDF guide that you can record, get it up on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook to generate more leads for free. And then we've got this topic here called social, all right, which I'll talk about in a second. There's a nice, great video. Love this video here. But the number 4, local reviews, restaurants, stores, parks, and more. Now, this is something that I want you to think about and also combine it with this one. And I'm going to give you this link. I'm going to talk through this. And who would you target for the 5 dangers of sellers, right? Homeowners. So that's for homeowners. Now, when you go to a program like My Plus Leads or RedX or whatever, like any of those programs where you can buy things, you got different options. And so using filters like 5+ years of home ownership, primary residence, or if you want to do, if they're out of area, whatever it is. But yeah, so the most basic filter I would use is 5+ years home ownership. And some of them, like My Plus Leads, I think most of them will have a preset filter called likely to move, which you could use as well. Alternatively, if one of the things I would probably do is I would say, just give me everyone that's been around for 2+ years, just because I want to start establishing relationships with people before they're ready to sell. Does that make sense? Yeah, now expireds would be in that group that would get it, but I would not only target expireds with that PDF guide. Real quickly, let me bring up my phone. Give me a second. And then let me know. All right. Can you see my screen? Oh. All right. Hold on. All right. Could everybody see my screen when I just did that? Because both of my monitors blacked out, so I can't see anything. So I'm going to give me one more yes or no that you can see my Instagram on my screen, on my mirroring. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to, people say yes. Okay. So I'm just going to talk through this. I won't be able to see you all's responses. So I'll just be talking for a few minutes, a little bit blind, but let's try that again. I'm going to bring this up. So what I want you to focus on are my stories. Notice I've got pending sold story highlight here. And so these are polls. So I've got music. Let me see why the music's not playing. For real. I'll bring that down. So in the Mastermind group, I've got a post talking about how to do this. So here's pending sold, and I'm going to get to the GeoFarm part of it in a minute. Another pending sold with a poll. I got pending sold here with a link to the landing page, right? So I have right from my Instagram story, link into a home value landing page. Here is another home that just sold in the area, and there's a 100-point home marketing plan that people can get, right? So these are all listings to leads links. So here, people can get my 100-point home marketing plan. They can find homes for sale or they can get their home value estimate. In addition, more information, more offers for homeowners, all of my listings, the client review video that I added to my agent website, all the PDF guides. Here, if they want to download on a home, yes, I do. Do you need to sell? Yes, I do. So you get the idea. Here's another pending sold home. Here, I'm linking to the single property website. And so the point of this is that you can use the social media share images and listings to leads. That's what these are. So these images here are the Facebook ad images. And we've got 10 different templates. So you can grab a different template, put it up on Facebook. Here's another home pending in Folsom. Get your free home value estimate now. I'm going to click there. Boom. And the poll, what's holding you back from selling your home? And these are great polls that I want you to be using. Now here's a PDF guide, free guide to home sale negotiations. And there's a video in the Mastermind group where I literally walk you through doing this. And there's another poll there. Here's another story. So you get the idea, right? Now open houses. So similar, I can do Instagram stories for my open houses. Here I'm linking to the single property website. Here are the marketing packs from the media library in listings to leads. So if you haven't seen, these are awesome image and video swipe files. Right, I got a poll right there. Here's the one from at the end of October with a poll, right? Using the ultimate guide to selling. The video swipe file from November 22nd with a poll, November 26th. Look how beautiful that is. If you don't have these up on your socials yet, I got these on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube with the poll. And so for local places, I want you to start thinking about doing, and I got the script that's in the account, which I'm going to show you here in a second. I want you to take our script and start doing, you can do an image like this, or you can do a video. It doesn't really matter. And then here's another one, right, just of my local area. And again, I'm not even in the video, but I can show off a park. I can show off a lot of great things without even necessarily being in the video. So let's go back into, did everybody enjoy seeing that? I hope you all like that. So again, under short form video scripts, I click to learn more. Then when you scroll down to item number 4, this right here, local reviews for restaurants, stores, parks, and more. This script will work for anything. It will literally work for anything. And just like you saw in my story, and if you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and make sure you follow me on Instagram so you can see my example that you can just copy and run with. You can just, I'm sorry. I want you to be sure you're tagging. So if it's a pizza place, it's like the one I'm going to order that pizza today. I think that pizza is so good. Detroit style deep dish pizza. Oh, it is so good. Anyways, tag the business in the post. Let me bring that up here just so I can take a quick look at it. Yeah, tag the business. And as you saw, let me bring that back up again just real quick, because I want to just mention a couple of things. And again, I got the training in the Mastermind group. Notice there was a poll and I tagged, right, Motorhead Pizza. So that way, more of their people that follow them are going to see my post. And so you could literally, and I would challenge you, you can do an image post or a video post like you saw of where I did the double rainbow, and essentially just use a version of this script and just do it every single day. Every day, do a park, do a cafe, do a restaurant, do a bar, whatever. But I just sent that script to you. In fact, let me just give you the link. Probably be easier. And with that, if there are any questions, I'll hang out for a quick minute. But if not, I will let everybody go so that you can become a productive member of the industry today. So any questions for me? Thank you all for hanging out. All right. We good to go? Everybody got a ton of value from this, I hope. All right, everybody. Listen, with that, get into the Mastermind group with any questions. Let our support team know if you have any questions. We'll talk to you soon.